Welcome to Intelight Tutorial 123, installing MaxTime. So we're going to go through the steps of installing a new version of MaxTime. Before we get started, we got to have a new software package to put in, and the best thing to do is go to the Intelight website and sign in. And after you've signed in, you'll have a download tab. If you don't sign in, you won't get this download. You got to get a login script. And then we click on MaxTime. I keep getting these pop-ups. I got to get rid of those. But anyway, when you click on MaxTime, it tells you what the latest version is, what the latest build is. And you can look around a little bit, but basically you need to click on that to bring up the MaxTime latest build. So it opens up here in a second. And when it does, we're simply going to scroll to the bottom and say download. So we're going to get a file off the internet. And we notice that when it comes up, it gives you an overview, what the build number is, the version, the release notes, what are the changes, what are the new features, general improvements. Certainly there's lots of good information. You can look in here to see if your fix is in here or what the changes were. And once you get to the bottom, you simply click on the Linux release, because that's what you need to put inside of a controller. When you click on that, mine says where do you want to save it to. And I created a folder called MaxTime 17. You need to put it someplace. So you click on MaxTime 17 and you hit save and it downloads. Now, because this is a zip file and I'm using Chrome, when it gets done, it'll ask you if you really want to keep it. So it gives you a chance to back out if you don't. So when you get this discard, just click the tab and say keep, and you're good to go. The next step we have to do is go into that zip file. So I'm going down to the folder that I put it in, MaxTime 17, and find the zip, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to say open with WinZip. And once it opens up, I'm going to extract it. I need the files inside. If you don't unzip it, it's not going to work. You got to have it unzipped. So I'm going to put it in this folder. I'm going to go up to libraries and documents. And then I'm going to go to the MaxTime 17 folder that I created. It's always nice to have a clean folder when you're doing this so you don't mix old files and new files. And we go in there and there it is. So we just click the folder name, we hit extract, and there they are. These are all the files you need. You no longer need the zip file. You could copy it off and save it someplace. I usually delete it because I don't want to carry that around on my thumb drive. So now you have two choices. You can either load it through the Ethernet or you can load it from a thumb drive. If you're going to put it in a thumb drive, you need to copy everything in this folder and paste it into the root of the thumb drive, like E:. You can't have it in a folder on the thumb drive. The controller will not find it. So make sure that you have all these files and that it's in the root of the thumb drive, and then you'll be all set. The next step is to go into the controller. I'm doing it from the text UI, but you can reach it. So we go into the front panel of the controller. We go to number 3 for administration. We go to 9 for more down here at the bottom. So we want to press from the main menu 3, 9. And then we're going to press number 3 for application management. This screen will show you all the different versions that are loaded on this controller. You can have multiple versions on the controller and you can select different ones to run at different times. So you can roll it back to a previous version or roll it forward. What we want to do in this case is make sure we have room on the controller for the new version. And because we can have maybe 3 versions, I don't really need to delete one right now, but I'm going to just show you the process. You simply use the arrow key up and down and hit the D key to delete. So then we go back. If you're going to upgrade through a USB, you simply plug it into the controller, make sure you see the little LED blink that it's talking, and reboot. As simple as that. If you have an X2 machine with a color display, you need to go into the black and white text UI to see the commands. If you don't, it will time on and automatically load. So we go back to our folder or our thumb drive on the computer so we can see the files, and you'll notice that One of the files is called startup. Now this is run on startup of the controller. So this is the USB script that runs when you plug the USB in and you power cycle the controller. If you're going to install over the Ethernet cable, then it's going to use the install.bat. So install.bat, you double click it and it will ask you for the IP address, where the startup is just going to run the script and move forward. So we're going to use the install.bat so you can see, and it opens up a DOS window, and I'll pull it down. It says it's looking for the IP/host. That's the IP of the controller. You don't get this message if you're doing it from a USB because there's only one controller, but if you're on an Ethernet cable, you can do multiple ones. What you will see on the face of the controller is this message, NEMA, Caltrans, all are user databases. So we have, these are the factory default databases. It's a list of which ones you want. Looking at the user databases, there's none in the folder, so we picked that. We wouldn't have any write protected databases. So I'm going to go to my database templates, and I'm going to get some. So in this case, I'm going to go into the database templates, and I'll go into Connecticut DOT, and I'll get the Connecticut one. So if I was going to set this up for a controller to go to Connecticut, they don't care about the Texas Diamonds. They want their databases. You can configure the controller for those are write protected. They can't delete them. The user has a known set of values. So we'll go back. We'll run the install.bat. And once again, if you're doing it over Ethernet, you just tell it what IP address you're going to install. Or if you're doing it on the USB, you will get the next message and you could press just number 4. So we're going to, if we put it all, it would do all the Caltrans 2070 databases, all the NEMA, and all the users, but we just want the user databases. So we can show you this, the new feature in 1.7. You press number 4 and it takes off and runs, and that's all you have to do. So this takes a couple of minutes, maybe a minute and a half, and you notice that it extracted files. It copied the databases over. That's what the DAT files are, and goes down through. But you don't touch the computer. It just runs by itself. When it gets done, the controller beeps. You install complete. You just close this down, cycle power on the controller, and you're good to go. You've completed an upgrade. Now that we've got the install, we want to verify that it's done complete. So I've reconnected it. So I got the WebIO. It's showing MaxTime 171, which is what I installed. I go to the front panel emulator. It shows me got 171 build 141. But I want to go to my databases. So I picked user databases, and the only factory databases are the Connecticut ones. It didn't affect the user databases, read-writable. One of the things you noticed in this whole tutorial, I didn't back up the databases or the running timings. So the version number is independent of the databases. You can roll the version forward or backward, and the databases are going to be compatible. So it's very simple. Once you get that USB drive, stick it in, power cycle it, ask you one question, 1 through 4, and then just power cycle again, and you're done. This is a very powerful feature. I'm kind of an old timer, so I remember having to change chips or doing serial upgrades on OS 9 machines. It would take, 30 minutes or a half hour, sometimes longer if it failed. It doesn't get much easier than sticking in a USB drive and power cycling, and we're hopefully in the future make it even simpler than this. Thank you for watching this tutorial with me. I hope to catch you next time. Certainly enjoyed doing it. Talk to you later. Bye.